Glad to have you with us, Hilltopper fans. This week, talking with a Hilltopper star women's soccer player, Emma Viquez, the sophomore midfielder from Dallas, who represents the Costa Rican International Team of U17 and now U20. Emma, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So, Emma, you've had quite the career. You represented, as I said, Costa Rica. You started with their U17 national team back in the 2016 Under-17s CONCACAF Women's Championship in Grenada. That was an amazing tournament. You actually got your first start in your third match against the U.S. What was that tournament like for you?
It was just an amazing experience, not only being in the environment of the Caribbean and adapting to the climate, but also just being surrounded by all the different teams and actually recognizing some of my ex-teammates or ex-players that I used to play against in club, and also being with the Costa Rican team and trying to develop that chemistry that I only had a chance to build for a couple of months before we had left. So it was quite an experience.
Well, you mentioned the chemistry, and obviously so important in all sports, but as you said, only a few months to build that chemistry. How difficult was that, taking to the pitch for the first time with the Ticas?
Um, it was hard. We actually had trained in Miami for a little bit before we went to Granada. We played against a university in Miami. I'm not sure if it was the University of Miami or might have been a D2 program, but we had practiced and played before, and that using that scrimmage against them, we kind of got to see where we all were, and we definitely saw that we needed a little bit more time together. But it also helped us once we got to Granada. We had a lot more days in between to train together and develop that rapport.
As I said, you had a lot of success. You had it in high school there at ESD in Dallas, and now you're on the hilltop. It's obviously been a very different year for a lot of reasons. What's been the most difficult part for you as a player?
Um, as a player, it's been getting through my injuries and my family loss. Last year, I tore my ACL for the second time. When I left Granada, I had came back to Costa Rica the following summer to continue training with the U17s and to give me that chance to play with the U20s in the future. Um, but I had torn my ACL on turf training with the senior team. Um, and I had recovered there, got surgery in Costa Rica, spent the rest of the summer recovering, and then came back. And it's been 3 years since I have been back here, since I tore my ACL the first time. But last year, I tore it again, and I also lost my grandmother and my grandfather, and during that same year, and it just dealing with that while also not being able to play the sport that I love, it's been quite difficult.
Yeah, my sincere condolences. I can't imagine how difficult that is to have those personal losses and also not be able to play the game that's meant so much to you. Is there a player that you watch and maybe try to model your game after?
Um, all my life I've been watching soccer, and I have mostly grown up watching men's soccer, and I have growing up in the States, the United States team is have always been what I've followed. And I've followed the Tobin Heath, the Mia Hamm, the history of all the women players there. And the men's side, I've followed Barcelona, I mean, Messi, Iniesta, the old players, Xavi. Um, I mean, I'm a big fan of everything soccer, and I've tried to pick and choose which parts of the players that I love, and tried to model my game after those.
Well, as a midfielder, I would say Xavi and Iniesta are pretty good guys to model your game after there, the Barcelona greats. You're a sophomore on the hilltop, an international business major. What are your plans for when you finish your playing career there at SCU?
I would love to play professionally. That's been my dream since I've been very little. I love to play with the senior team of Costa Rica and have an opportunity to play in the Olympics one day. And I would love to play professionally in Europe. And I'm continuing to pursue those dreams. And I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to those dreams every day. But the reason I'm majoring in international business and minoring in global relations and French is to hopefully attend law school after I finish my undergrad. And I'm looking towards being maybe a foreign service officer or working in FIFA.
Well, a very bright future indeed, whether it's on or off the field. Emma Viquez, we really appreciate your time and we wish you best of luck, not just with your soccer career, but with your career away from the field as well.